My time has expired, and I yield back, and the chair recognizes the gentlelady from the Florida's 14th District, the ranking member of the subcommittee, for 5 minutes for an opening statement. Good morning.
Good morning, and Happy New Year to you, Mr. Chairman, and to members and everyone here. We are really hoping for a productive year here at the committee. Americans across the country are counting on us because under Republican policies, electric bills are up by 13%, and more than 80 million Americans are struggling to pay their utility bills. Over the next 5 years, it's predicted that electricity use in the United States will increase by well over 32%. In Florida, the electric utilities just instituted the highest rate increases in the history of the state, the highest in the country. So folks are really looking to us to help solve problems. And while nuclear power is a very important piece of the puzzle, what has been working to keep pressure on lower bills and to meet the new demand has been solar, storage, and wind power. Last year through November, 92% of new U.S. power capacity generation was through solar, batteries, and wind power. Growing solar and wind resources exceeded all new electricity demand globally in the first 3 quarters of 2025. So that's why we're going to continue to highlight how damaging and expensive it is for Republicans to sabotage cleaner, cheaper energy sources that are keeping the pressure on lower bills across the board. And unfortunately, it looks like my Republican friends are entering the new year with the same playbook. While they actually should be listening to what power developers are saying and doing, they're not rushing to for new nuclear plants. They're building solar and batteries. Now, don't get me wrong. Let's be clear. Democrats strongly support nuclear energy. Just look at the leadership we provided through the Inflation Reduction Act and the Advance Act to help the country deploy more nuclear power. Nuclear energy plays a very important role. It's about 20% of the U.S. electricity generation. But for too long, Republicans have supported nuclear power in theory, but failed to follow through as soon as nuclear power starts to compete with fossil fuels. For example, in the House's version of the Big Ugly Bill passed out of this committee last year, every Republican on this committee voted to cut back the tax credit to support existing nuclear plants. And Republicans ultimately rescinded billions of dollars to support the Loan Programs Office, the LPO, those credits in their Big Ugly Bill that could have been used to support advanced nuclear financing. All of this occurs as the LPO is on its 3rd temporary leader without a single official nomination for a director. And reports indicate that the office has lost as much as 60% of the professional staff due to voluntary resignations and DOGE cuts. See, nuclear power requires continuity and certainty, which is actively being undermined by this administration's reckless and illegal attacks on energy projects and on the independence of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, which oversees the safety of our nuclear plants. As nuclear companies watch the Republicans cancel loans for transmission lines, illegally halt offshore wind projects already under construction, and completely upend the regulatory framework that the nuclear industry depends on, why should they trust the Trump administration to be a reliable partner? I certainly hope that this committee can provide greater continuity and push back on a lot of the chaos coming out of the administration. Meanwhile, if you look across to China, they are dominating the build-out of new nuclear power plants, hosting nearly half of the reactors currently under construction. Yet it appears that Trump and the Republicans don't want to compete. Instead, the Trump administration is pursuing a foreign policy fixated on capturing other countries' oil reserves, all to produce more oil that, in the president's own words, will be shipped to China. It just doesn't make sense. We need to build out nuclear energy that will help supply the rising demand, provide greater certainty, but under the chaos of this administration, it's going to be difficult. So I'm interested in hearing from the experts today on how we get back on track, what this committee can do to help. We need financing in order to build new reactors, standardized deployments of at least 5 to 10 reactors with the same design that helps us learn, decrease cost, and catalyze commercial liftoff. And most importantly, we need confidence in the safety of the reactors. If the American public loses that confidence, then the industry will wither. And right now, the Trump administration is doing everything within its power to undermine that confidence. So I look forward to hearing from our experts today and encourage everyone interested in this industry to be communicating with this committee on how we can move forward. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.